No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Unity family. Yes, please stand and join us. Joy to the world, the seasons come. Let earth receive her peace. Let every heart prepare its room, and peace with nature sing, and peace with nature sing, and peace with nature sing. Joy to the world, we pray for peace. Let all our songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills and plains, repeat the sounding prayer, repeat the sounding prayer, repeat, repeat the sounding prayer. Joy, unspeakable joy, and overflowing well, no tongue can tell. Joy, unspeakable joy, it rises in my soul, never let me go. Peace rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of the season, and wonders of our peace, and wonders of our peace, and wonders, wonders of our peace. Whew. And now, it's the time in the service where we get to turn and greet our neighbors with a friendly handshake, bow, or a hug, whatever moves you. And please repeat to them the divinity salute like you mean it, because it means something. The divine in me greets the divine in you. and we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God. Joy, unspeakable joy, overflowing well, no tongue can tell. Joy, unspeakable joy, it rises in my soul, never let me go.
Wow. Boy, do you have to cheer down a little bit, man. Whew. That's awesome. And Kristen, thank you for those words. You wrote the lyrics to that, alternative lyrics for us. So good morning, everyone in here, out there watching us from home. On our live stream, we want to welcome you to Unity Renaissance for your recommended weekly allowance of empowerment and inspiration. I'm Reverend Richard McDeesey. I'm the ministerial host today. And my job this morning is to just get the party going. All right? But first, I'd like to give a little testimonial about how grateful I am for this place and to be here. I've served here for 11 and a half years now in a variety of capacities. Thank you. And I've discovered that this is a little church with a big, big heart. And through all of the great lessons, the inspiration, the classes that we offered, and especially you guys, a congregation that's so accepting and loving and supportive, I've really seen, that I've become not a seeker anymore, but a finder. I found my place, and I'm becoming every day more and more my best self, as I've seen a lot of you become your best selves since you've been here. So we don't want to be seeking our whole lives, right? Seeking ye shall find. Let's be here. We've become finders now. So if you're not familiar with Unity, the church is part of a larger Unity movement, about 600 churches around the world. We teach positive, practical, progressive Christianity. Basically, we teach what Jesus taught. And we honor all paths to God, all names for God, all faces for God, and all expressions of God. And if you look around you, outside, inside, it's all an expression of God. The person next to you, the person you are, everybody out there, and everybody you meet, expressions of God. And we feel like we shouldn't mess with that. You come in here as you are, we accept you that way. So what we're about here is beautifully expressed in our mission and vision statements, which we speak together every Sunday. If you're out there, please join us. And if you're in here, let's say it loud and proud. Our vision at Unity Renaissance is a spiritually awakened world, living in peace, love, and joy. And we're going to accomplish that through our mission, which is short and powerful. Together, we transform lives that transform the world. Yes. Take a deep breath together. And I'd like to also welcome some special guests here, someone you're probably familiar with because they visited here many times. The Reverends Don and Patricia Lansky from Charlottesville. They're here. Our Reverend Ann Michael did her residency at their church and became great friends, and now they have more reasons to come here. So I'm glad to see you guys here today. So Unity was founded on the principle of affirmative prayer, and each Sunday we have 2 prayer chaplains available to pray with you after the service. And our prayer chapel is right out those doors and straight ahead. You'll recognize it by the cozy mood lighting you see there. So would our 2 prayer chaplains for today please stand? That's Miss Hazel and Sam. Thank you guys. And any other prayer chaplains who are here today holding the space for us, would you all please stand as well? Yeah. So I urge you, if you're in need for prayer, if you have a loss, a concern, or an inner battle you may be fighting, to seek out one of these beautiful people, and they will affirm your highest and best for you and let you know who you really are. So let's begin our service as we usually do with prayer. So we take a deep breath, and as we release that breath, we just bring our attention into this now moment where we know we are all connected by the Spirit of God, by the energy that flows from us and through us. This is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And we can do that by just releasing any stress, any tension that we've had getting here to this moment now. Just let it go. Bring ourselves into this moment and just be grateful. Grateful is the same thing as rejoicing. So now we rejoice in this day with gratitude, and we turn our attention inside and just give thanks for a moment. Jesus said, where two or more of you agree on earth concerning anything you ask, it will be done for you. For where two or more are gathered in my name, there I will be in the midst of them. So today, let us agree only the highest and best to manifest for us here today, and anyone watching, that Reverend Claudia's message reaches you right where you are, inspires you to be your best self today and always. And through the power of the living Christ presence that is now in our midst, we agree and we declare it so by saying, and so it is. Together? So it is. Yes. So now we're going to prepare to light the second candle, our Advent, by our beloved hospitality team that always has the best snacks afterward. Yes, I agree. Let's give our hospitality a team. Melanie Noriega, Tammy Fisk, and Brittany Henderson will be coming up shortly.
Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Prepare ye the way of the Lord.
Good morning. Today we light the Advent candle for peace. Our affirmation is, today I live in peace. Together, today I live in peace.
Faith, joy, and love create a reservoir of peace. I radiate peace from my mind, words, and my conscience presence in the world. I am the calm that holds the light.
Our scripture verse is from Psalm chapter 4, verse 8. I will both lie down and sleep in peace.
Prepare ye the way of the Lord.
Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Prepare ye the way of the Lord.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance. My name is Margaret Jenkins, and I am so grateful to have the opportunity to be your platform host this morning. Would you please, our daily word is peace, as you've been hearing over and over this morning. Would you please join me in our affirmation? I give the gift of peace. As we begin the second week of Advent, We are affirming for ourselves and all beings and letting the peace of God flow through us. Peaceful living does not mean isolation from noise or chaos. It means calm even in the place of turmoil in our lives. At this time of the year, so many people are busy rushing around, but we rely on the peace of God that resides within us to promote calm in our home, in our life, and in our world. Prayer helps me to stay centered, serene, and relaxed so that I can be an instrument of peace, holding thoughts of tranquility and affirming peace in every heart. I move through this day and the Advent season affirming kindness and compassion. I give the gift of peace as I let it flow from my heart like the ripples on a lake, sustaining each person in concentric circles of tranquility and goodwill. Our scripture verse today comes from Romans chapter 15, verse 33, and it reads, "The God of peace is with you." And now, if you would please stand and join us for the Lord's song.
Holy Creator, we praise your name. Your will in heaven and earth the same. Supply our needs, Lord, from day to day. Let your forgiveness light our way. Lead us away from temptation's hold. Deliver us, Lord, into your fold. For all the kingdom, power, and praise with you began and with you stays. Amen. Amen. Please be seated.
Let there be peace in my mind. Let there be peace in the earth.
inside my mind. God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind. God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my mind. God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind. God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 Peace inside my heart, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my heart, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 Peace inside the earth, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside the earth, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside the earth, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside the earth, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 If there is peace in my mind, there will be peace in the earth.
So take a breath here. If there is peace in my mind, there shall be peace in the earth. I'm going to invite you to stand here. I want to hear more. And I want to hear ohms. I want to hear ohms. So if you could lead us through in that silent part where the music is, I want to hear this whole congregation ohm during that. Can we do that? Yeah.
The Om Shanti part?
Pardon me?
The Om Shanti part?
Yep. Sounds good. Let's do that. And I want you to look at your neighbors while we do this. This is a chant of peace. Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om, Om Shanti. And so we just breathe that in. We just breathe it in. Most importantly, we feel it. Yeah. You felt it, didn't you? Yeah. And so we take one more breath. And as we release, we allow our bodies to be captured by the seat that is there for us. You may be seated now. And keep on breathing. Keep on breathing. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep breathing. The breath that we breathe is the breath of God. Feel that. We do not breathe alone or in isolation. All of creation is conspiring in this now moment, which means breathing together for good. Take a breath there. Feel that. All of creation is breathing together for good and for the glory of God. And it is celebrating at this time of year, it is celebrating the birth, the receptivity, the acknowledgement that each of us, we've been playing a game, but we are exactly now as God created us, perfect, whole, complete, innocent, emanations of the light and love of the all that is. And we play at celebrating a birth of a Christ away in a manger, far away, thousands of years ago. And what we do here today is that we anchor it within our very own being. As has been said, we give up the habit of seeking, and we declare that we are found this day. And we really don't need to wait until October 25th. To allow that birth of the Christ to be within us now. Today is the day. Today is the day. And it is contingent upon the desire of the heart opening and receiving the divine impress of spirit, the divine idea as each of us, as Christ. That an angel has come upon us and has said, behold, behold, you are with child. And the divine feminine that is within each of us opens to receive this divine idea. And the angel says, fear not, for I am with you. And you have found favor with God. Not because God ever went anywhere, but because our favor is found the moment we turn to the light. The moment we turn to that spark of the divine within and start giving it our attention rather than the world, right? And so our hope is that this is true. Our hope is that this is true about each of us, that the Christ candle is already lit, and how we fan that flame is that we turn from fear and darkness with our breath to some sort of light within. And we hope it's true. We just hope it's true. And then that hope of that which we desire, that hope of that which we desire. So love is pointing the way. Love is coaxing us. It's saying, walk this way, turn to the light. It's within you, it's not without. How clever of God to hide it right where you are, right? You know, it's right there. Don't need to go anywhere. Don't need to take another class, although I'll invite you to. But it's right here, right now. And that hope gives way to a faithfulness, the fan of the flame becomes brighter. And we begin to shift from that which we hope is true to that which we know is true. And we walk forth with the faithfulness of God itself. You don't need to do it on your own. We're removing any sense of separation. We're joining with that all power, that faithfulness of God. And as we focus on that and begin to focus less on the world of appearances and things and dramas and traumas, I mean, we can occupy ourselves there for a while and, it'll be okay. But the truth hasn't changed meanwhile. Meanwhile, the truth is still true because it's true always. You and God are one. Say this. God and I are one. God and I are one. God and I are one. Feel that. There is no separation. This is the birth. And this is the restoration of our divine identity. And that's all Christmas is about. It's about us rising in our own divine identity as God created us. And thank goodness for the one named Jesus who demonstrated it for us. But let us not misconstrue that he did it and that was supposed to be the end of the story. No, we're the continuation of the story. And so as we fan these flames and we are restored to our divine identity, oh my goodness gracious, a peace washes over us. Say, oh my goodness gracious. A peace is washing over me. Do this so you can feel it, so you can get your body in it. Do this. I stand up here just to see what you guys will do. What can I do that they'll do? And then I gotta really be careful of this little thing because I might just go flying off the. Just feel that with me. Laughter is good. Releasing seriousness is good. Playfulness is of God. And so how very grateful I am for this. Because here's the deal. I was sometimes I don't know if this ever happens to you, but I got really serious. And who's laughing out there? I see you. You know what I mean. Yeah. I got real serious. And when I got serious, I got afraid. And when I got afraid, I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to do what I'm supposed to do tomorrow? So this was yesterday. And I was like, because sometimes I wake up or I fall back asleep. And then I think I'm the one who's doing it. Silly me. Silly goose. And then I paused and took a breath and knew of my own self I do nothing. The Christ was not born in isolation. There's a whole cast of characters involved in this story. And every single one of them is an aspect of ourselves. Every single one of them. Right? So we're bringing it all home, these different aspects. And by the time we get to Christmas, there will be all kinds of characters in that scene. Not unlike the cast of characters here. Wink, wink. That we come together to herald in a grand awakening of the Christ consciousness at Unity Renaissance, right here. That's what we're up to. I know. We do all kinds of different things, and we think we're up to different things, but really, that's the main thing we're up to. And everything that we occupy ourselves with in life and in church is still about this. How is it contributing to your remembrance of your divine identity as Christ? And so this divine identity idea of this is really what Christmas is about. And by the time we've lit that first candle and now we've lit the second candle and it's about peace, it's pretty much done. Because once we turn to the light and realize the light is within us, is us, our divine identity restored, peace washes over us. Peace washes over us. Say, peace washes over me now. You see, Jesus said something like, I leave you my peace. Not the peace that the world gives, but my peace. My peace as one, as a brother who knows your divine identity. Brother, meaning of the same lineage, which makes you of this lineage, right? So it's this peace, the peace of God, the peace of one knowing their divine identity, their oneness with God, and oneness in divine mind. This is the peace. And this is what it feels like. I want to share with you what it feels like. I mean, I know you have these moments, and so when we begin to focus on these moments and remember, oh yeah, this isn't something that happens outside myself, I've had these experiences, then we can begin to remember, I don't need to seek. So yesterday I'm walking. I know I've shared this with you. I walk a lot. I enjoy it. It's how a lot of what I call my downloads for my messages, for my teaching comes. And sometimes it's tricky because I don't have paper with me or a pen or, So then I say to myself, okay, pin that, pin this, got to put that in there. And then I go home and I write. It's kind of a fun little way of how I walk through the experience of preparing for this. And I was walking yesterday. It was beautiful. And I'm so very grateful you guys called me here, because I am having the time of my life being back in a spiritual community that wants to play in this way and in a landscape that is so beautiful. And we have seasons. And I've griped a little bit about it. I don't have closed-toed shoes. I need to go buy socks, because I came up from Florida. But really, it's what I've longed for. Because the way the seasons inform us is extraordinary. And the time of year of the birthing of this Christ consciousness, the remembrance of who we are in the fall to winter is just perfect. So it's cold, it's beautiful, it's clear, it's crisp. It's quiet, super quiet. Everybody's gone. It's too cold out, too windy out. I'm like, not for me, let's go. It's like, let's get out there. And in that experience, there was a nothingness. No thought. No thought. It was so deep and so vast and so quiet in my mind that it frightened me for a moment. And then it was bliss. Wow. I really don't need to think about a darn thing. Now, yeah, I went home and I wrote a whole bunch of notes, which are over there. We're on a need-to-know basis. And when we get that and when we can trust that, I'll have a thought when I'm meant to have a thought. I'll have an idea when one drops in. I don't need to plot and plan or go through intellectual mental gymnastics. The intellect is fascinating, powerful tool. It can maneuver. It can put things together. It's fabulous. But it is a poor servant to your heart unless it's surrendered to it. So this is the peace I'm speaking of, the peace that surpasses human understanding, the peace that is the prerequisite that gives rise to being the channel for love, to being the channel for joy, for being the channel for peace, and for being the emissaries and the Christs in this world, in this moment. This is why this is the most important thing you will do before the end of the year, is the awakening of this consciousness. And when we make that our priority by practicing our own individual practice of this Advent season, that's what emerges for us. Take a breath here with me. I got to have a time with the leaders of our community yesterday, not the board leaders, but the staff leaders and the leadership of our volunteers. And we had that candle in the center of our meeting. And every day, I'm mentally or outwardly doing what we do here on Sundays. And I have invited this whole community to do this. We have an Advent booklet that can guide us and help us. But I'm so interested in what a community that awakens together is like. Now, you might say, well, we've already done it, but there's more. And we get to do it together. I just got here, so let's do it together, right? So anyway, we had the Advent candle in the center, and we go through our meeting, and at one point, I talked about modeling and leadership. So modeling our teaching, our principles. And I told this story with the question of, when things seem to go wrong, or fear rises in you, or there's a challenge, how are you going to react? Because when you're the leader, everybody is looking at you. So I tell this story of when I was a little girl. I was about in the 2nd grade. I had just gotten my adult teeth in, my 2 front ones, and I went on a bike ride. And I had an accident. And I went over my handlebars, and I bit the pavement, and there go my teeth. And I'm a little kid, and I imagine I had a bloody face, but I couldn't see myself. And I wasn't sure what happened. So I ran into the house, and my mother's at the kitchen sink, so her back is to me. And I don't know what I said. I said, Mom. And she turned around and she took one look at me and went, ah! And so what did I do? Sorry, I hope that didn't bust your ears out or anything. What did I do? Ah! You are the Christ in your experience of this life and in with your friends and your work and your families. You're going to get lots of practice this season, right? Some family dinners and those kinds of things that might challenge you. Or there's going to be conversations. And I'm going to invite us to do what we do here. We're going to pause, we're going to take a breath, we're going to turn within, We're going to light some candles in our minds. We're going to fan a flame. And we're going to remember our divine identity. And we're going to remember that, you know what? I don't have to fix everything. I just have to be peace. I just have to be the presence of that. And if there are words to say, you will be given them. And if there are gestures or things for you to do, you will be guided. This week, we practice being the presence of peace. Being the presence of peace. Because it becomes the foundation it becomes the condition, it becomes the environment within which your divine identity as the light of God can flourish. It's the oxygen that feeds the flame. Take a breath here with me. Was that audible? Peace, according to the revealing word, says, is harmony and tranquility derived from awareness of the Christ consciousness. It's a tranquility and a harmony. And you as a peacemaker, we as peacemakers have the ability to say peace in the midst of the turbulent waves, the fearfulness, the conditions of life. As demonstrated by Jesus, peace be still. The I am is in the midst of us. I think that's enough for today. I had more. Come back next week. And so, at the end of every service, we're going to be preparing the way again. And that's why that song is the thread that we pull during this month. Because the invitation is that each of us are preparing the way. The way for that Christ to be birthed within you. To receive the divine idea. And when the world says, oh, you're crazy, or that's blasphemous, to have the courage to say, get thee behind me. I'm going to focus here. I am going to allow the presence of God to be who I am, what I am, how I serve. So we pause here. And as we take a breath, we approach the sanctuary of our soul. We breathe into the heart space. We drop from the head to the heart. And in the mind's eye, there is an altar. And upon the altar, there is a candle. And lo and behold, the candle at the center is already illuminated. Never went anywhere. And as we turn to it within, it grows. I turn from fear, from darkness, from senses of separation, from dramas and traumas and stories of the world. And I light a candle of hope, of the distant remembrance that God and I are one. And as I turn in this direction, that light grows into a faithfulness where I sense and feel, where I remember the presence of God. The presence of God's immediacy the moment I turn, the moment the prodigal son or daughter turns, there God is. And I allow a peace to wash over me, and I light the candle of peace. Peace, be still, I am in the midst of thee. I shift in my seat here. I sit a little taller. I take on the mantle of the Christ leading. I say to the self, as Christ. I abide in perfect safety. I release all tension. Allow the body to release. Relax. As Christ in perfect safety, I dissolve my mind, my thinking, my thoughts into the perfect peace of the mind of God. And as I breathe in, I accept. And as I exhale, the peace of God. In continuing, I accept the peace of God. I accept the peace of God. And continuing in the stillness for a moment. As I accept the peace of God, it washes over me. From the top of my head down through my entire being, out through the tips of my toes, and it extends before me. As if calling my entrance everywhere I go. Here is the peace of God. And so I say, thank you, Mother, Father, God, Infinite Spirit, that this is already so, that in this already doneness, I relax, I allow, I let. My light to go before me. I allow the whisper in my ear. I allow the tug of my heart. And I see, sense, and know that the magnificence of God is all around me. That my eyes can now see. And I am grateful, I am thankful, I marvel at the beauty of life as it unfolds before my very eyes. And I say thank you, Mother, Father, God, Infinite Spirit, for this season, for this community, for this awakening. That the Christ is here now and forevermore. And it is me and all my brothers and sisters. And as I take a breath here, I allow this music to carry me to the wonder of creation, of life, of the world.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, oh yes, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watched them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah.
I think we should stand up. And I think we should say peace to our brothers and sisters. I think we should say, what a wonderful life. Just greet your neighbor now as Christ. Give a hug. Give another namaste. Check out the wonderful life that is right here, right now. Check out the wonderful, beautiful life and love that's all around us. Woo-hoo, say woo-hoo. Woo-hoo, all right. Thank you, Boyd. Thank you, music team. Awesome. Man, I love you guys. Thank you. Awesome. So with that great energy and that life and that love, you are in the flow. We are in the flow. And while we're in the flow, I'm going to invite you to be in the flow of your contribution at this moment. All right, that was a little hokey, but you know, whatever. And so, I mean, the truth of the matter is that we're here by virtue of the heart and contribution of everyone in this community, and we're so filled with gratitude and joy. And so we take our gift, we take our offering, and I know so many are doing it electronically. You can use the QR code, you can text to give, and as we do so, we do it from a consciousness of abundance, a consciousness that there's no withholding God, that the source of this community is God, and it flows in and through and as each of us. So together, our contribution supports our vision, our mission in this community, and I say thank you. So let's bless it together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Press down, shaken together, running over. Back in good measure, it's given back to you.
And I say thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, is there anyone here who's visiting for the first time? You walked through the doors, you're sitting in the sanctuary for the first time. If so, please just raise your hand. All those people who got up are our ushers and greeters who want to give you a packet. And as you give that packet, Yes, we're so grateful you're here. Thank you. So grateful that you're here. Please know that wherever you are on your spiritual path, that you are welcome here, and we're so grateful for your presence today. There is information in the packet. There's also a little card that if you fill that out and go to the bookstore, that you will get a little gift. And so thank you for being here. And I want to invite our beloved Reverend Margaret up to the platform here, who's going to help us with our announcements. Thank goodness, because I'm not very good at it, but you are, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you.
Is this one on? Can you hear me? Okie dokie. As you all know, there's lots going on here in the month of December, and we want to start with today. At 1:30, there will be a Sounds of Joy concert. For those of you all who are available, please come back at 1:30 and share in the beautiful music that you will hear from this awesome group. Also, on December the 13th, we will have a potluck Christmas dinner. And yes, and you can sign up, Penny Hudson with her in the Narthex. Just let them know what you're going to bring. It's always a good time, so we're inviting you to participate. December 15th, there's going to be a community forum here right after the service. Moving right along, December the 16th. Wow, we're going to have an amazing musician here, David Roth, and he's going to be in our cafe. There's going to be a concert at 7. Again, an amazing musician. Then on December the 21st, we will be having a celebration of life for our beloved Cheryl Pari, and that's going to be at 11 a.m. And last but not least, December the 21st, also at 1 p.m., we're going to do our annual Christmas caroling. So we invite all of you to come out and have a good time singing. And Reverend Richard usually makes sure that you'll have a ball if you come out and share. And you'll be blessed from the gift of singing and just watching the faces on the people at the nursing facility. And with that, we have our board member for this Sunday. Every month, you know, we have a board member. And this month, our board member is Gail Boynton. And you can see her after the service if you have any questions pertaining to Unity Renaissance.
Thank you, Margaret. Now it's time to welcome the children. I don't see them.
We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. Are they walking? We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking in the light of God.
So thank you for the gift, the blessing. We bless it now. What's your name?
Hadley.
Hadley, thank you. And so we accept and receive this gift. We know that it has been given with so much love, so much joy, so much enthusiasm, and that it goes forth and blesses this community. Thank you so much, our Youth and Family Ministry program. Thank you. And now, what you been up to?
So our wonderful youth today, it is Second Samaritan Sunday, and so we decided to do the Advent theme of a love this week so that we could create some tokens of love for two different groups. And I have two sharers who are going to tell you who they made their cards for, why they did that, and how they hope that that is going to make that person feel when they receive that card.
I made my card for Chris K, and I hope that he feels joy when he opens it.
And I'll just add that we actually received names for some of the men and women who live at the adult home. And so we know that they're doing the Christmas caroling, and so we'll be sending Christmas cards along there.
Hello, I'm Sam, and I made a card for Dwight V. And I wrote, "Hi, Dwight. I hope you have a good holiday for whatever you celebrate, and I hope you have a happy new year. And I hope you have and I wrote, and I still have much more to write. I had so much I wanted to put that I didn't have enough time. So, here.
And can I have one more student share just to share the other group of people that we made cards for?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we also made cards for people in the military to let them know that, like, we love them, and we care, and we are very glad that they are risking their lives for us out there.
And now let us stand for the prayer of protection.
All right, this is a prayer for everyone. Ready? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my